You wake up. It's dark outside. Your alarm is screaming at you like a drill sergeant with a caffeine addiction. You drag yourself out of bed, pour scalding bean water down your throat, and convince yourself that the crushing weight in your chest is actually passion. You've seen the Instagram reels. You've read the tweets from guys with laser eyes in their profile pictures. They told you that if you aren't grinding while your competition sleeps, you're destined for mediocrity. So you work. You answer emails at dinner. You take calls on the weekend. You wear your burnout like a badge of honor, hoping that if you just suffer enough, the universe will legally be required to make you a millionaire. But here's the uncomfortable truth that's going to ruin your morning coffee. The truly wealthy aren't doing any of this. While you are hyperventilating over a deadline, they are probably playing golf or taking a nap. You've been sold a manual for a game that they stopped playing decades ago. The hustle isn't the path to wealth. It's the hamster wheel designed to keep the generator running for someone else. Let's get right into it. Number 7. The time equals money delusion. You have been brainwashed by the Industrial Revolution. That sounds dramatic, but look at your paycheck. Somewhere along the line, you accepted the mathematically impossible equation that your income is directly tied to the number of hours you are conscious and moving your hands. This is the laborer's trap. You were told that time is money. What they didn't mention is that time is finite, but money is scalable. When you operate under the hustle mindset, you are selling a resource that runs out every single day. You cap your own ceiling. The wealthy understand that if you have to be physically present to make money, you aren't rich. You are merely high-paid inventory. The hustle culture glorifies the input, the sweat, the late nights, the bloodshot eyes, because it keeps you focused on the effort rather than the output. Your brain loves this linear equation because it's simple. If 8 hours equals $200, then 16 hours must equal $400. It feels safe. It feels fair. But the economy doesn't care about fairness. The CEO making 300 times your salary isn't working 300 times harder than you. Physically, that would mean he's working 2,400 hours a day. He's not defying the laws of physics, he's just detached his income from his time. By believing that grinding harder is the answer, you are trying to win a Formula One race by running really, really fast on foot. You aren't a hero for working yourself to death. You're just a battery in a machine that will replace you the moment you run out of juice. Number 6. The dopamine-fueled busy trap. Let's look at your browser tabs right now. How many are open? 15? 20? You feel productive, don't you? You feel like a chaotic genius juggling the weight of the world. But let's be honest, your brain wants comfort, not truth. And ironically, being busy is the ultimate comfort zone. Psychologically, hustling triggers the same reward centers in your brain as pulling a slot machine lever. Every email you send, every box you check on your to-do list gives you a tiny, fleeting hit of dopamine. It validates your existence. It screams, "Look at me. I am contributing. I matter." But activity is not accomplishment. The wealthy don't hustle because they prioritize high-leverage decision-making over low-leverage busy work. Warren Buffett sits in a room and reads for 6 hours. He isn't frantically switching between Slack, Zoom, and Excel. He is thinking. Meanwhile, you are vibrating with anxiety, mistaking motion for progress. You fill your calendar because an empty schedule terrifies you. An empty schedule forces you to ask, what is actually worth doing? And that is a terrifying question. So instead, you hustle. You fill the void with noise. You confuse exhaustion with value creation. You are like a man frantically bailing water out of a sinking boat with a teaspoon, feeling proud of how fast your arm is moving, while the rich guy is just calmly patching the hole in the hull. Number 5. The sleep deprivation badge of honor. There is a bizarre, masochistic cult on the internet that believes sleeping 4 hours a night makes you essentially Elon Musk. You see the posts. I'll sleep when I'm dead. Team no sleep. This is biology slapping you in the face with a wet fish. When you deprive yourself of sleep to hustle, Your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for logic, emotional regulation, and complex decision-making, essentially goes offline. You become a drunken toddler. Your ability to assess risk plummets. Your emotional volatility spikes. The wealthy treat their cognitive capacity like a high-performance engine. They don't pour sugar in the gas tank just to see if it'll run a few more miles. They rest because they know that one good decision made at 10 a.m. is worth 1,000 bad decisions made at 2 a.m. The hustle culture convinces you that your biological needs are a weakness. It frames your body as an obstacle to be overcome rather than the vessel that carries you. But here is the twisted psychology. Deep down, you want to be tired. Being exhausted gives you an excuse. If you fail, you can say, "Well, I gave it everything. Look how tired I am." It's a defense mechanism. It protects your ego from the reality that maybe you aren't working smart, you're just working compulsively. You are burning the furniture to heat the house, unaware that you'll eventually freeze to death in the ashes of your own living room. Number 4, the martyrdom of hard work. We need to talk about the morality of effort. Society has drilled a very specific narrative into your skull. Suffering is noble. If it's easy, it's cheating. This is the Protestant work ethic on steroids, and it's keeping you poor. This was never really about you. It was about control. Think about it. Who benefits if you believe that the only way to succeed is to keep your head down and suffer in silence? Your boss. The corporation. The system. They need you to believe that hard work is the only variable that matters because it keeps you compliant. The wealthy, however, are obsessed with easy. Not easy in the sense of laziness, but in the sense of efficiency. They look for the path of least resistance. They look for asymmetric bets where a small amount of effort yields a massive return. If you see a rich person digging a ditch with a shovel, they've made a mistake. They should have hired an excavator. But the hustler? The hustler is proud of the blisters on his hands. The hustler falls in love with the struggle rather than the outcome. You are addicted to the narrative of the underdog. You want the movie montage where you run up the stairs in the rain. But in the real world, the guy who takes the elevator gets to the top floor dry, fresh, and ready to sign the deal while you're hyperventilating in the hallway. Number 3, the leverage deficit. Here is the mechanical difference between you and the people you envy. You use labor, they use leverage. Archimedes said, "Give me a lever long enough, and I shall move the world." The hustle mindset is trying to move the world by pushing it with your bare hands. There are 4 types of leverage: labor, people working for you; capital, money working for you; code, software working for you; and media, content working for you. The rich stack these levers. The hustler ignores them. When you are grinding, you are usually operating with 0 leverage. You are the input and the output. The wealthy understand that one piece of code written once can work for them 1,000,000 times while they sleep. One video recorded once can be viewed by millions while the creator is on vacation. That isn't hustle, that's distinct, calculated architecture. By refusing to understand leverage, you are choosing to play life on hard mode. You are trying to fill a swimming pool with an eyedropper because you think the fire hose is cheating. The rich don't have more hours in the day than you, they just have better tools. Your refusal to use them isn't nobility, it's technological illiteracy disguised as grit. Number 2, the illusion of control. Hustle culture is fundamentally an anxiety disorder. It is rooted in the belief that if you just grip the steering wheel tight enough, you can control the traffic. You micromanage. You obsess over details that don't move the needle. You refuse to delegate because nobody can do it as well as I can. This is a lie your ego tells you to make you feel indispensable. The wealthy practice strategic laziness. They delegate everything that isn't their core competency. They understand that their involvement in the minutiae is actually a bottleneck. By hustling, you are making yourself the choke point of your own success. You are the cork in the bottle, preventing the flow, all while screaming about how hard you're working to get the liquid out. This need for control stems from a scarcity mindset. You believe there isn't enough to go around, so you have to hoard every task, every decision, every moment. The rich operate with an abundance mindset. They trust the system they built. They trust the people they hired. They trust the leverage they created. You are stuck in the weeds, hacking away with a machete, too busy to realize you're in the wrong jungle entirely. You aren't driving the car, you're pushing it from behind and wondering why it's so heavy. Number 1. The identity crisis. And here we are. The number one reason you cling to the hustle. The darkest truth of them all. You don't know who you are without the struggle. If I took away your job, your side hustle, your grinding routine, and your constant state of exhaustion, what would be left? For many of you, the answer is nothing. Or at least, nothing you like looking at. We use the hustle to numb ourselves. It is a socially acceptable way to avoid introspection. If you are always running, you never have to sit with your own thoughts. You never have to face your loneliness, your trauma, or your fear of inadequacy. The wealthy, the truly wealthy, have often decoupled their identity from their labor. They know they are valuable even when they are doing absolutely nothing. But you? You have to earn your right to exist every single day. You treat your self-worth like a subscription service that expires every 24 hours if you don't renew it with sweat and stress. This is the ultimate trap. You are running on a treadmill powered by your own insecurity. You think you're chasing a bag, a car, or a lifestyle, but you're actually just running away from yourself. And the tragedy is, no matter how fast you hustle, you can never outrun your own shadow. You are building a castle of gold on a foundation of self-loathing, and you wonder why it feels like a prison. So, where does that leave you? Do you quit your job and stare at a wall? No. You stop glorifying the suffering. You stop measuring your worth by how tired you are. You start looking for leverage, not more hours. You start building systems, not just sweating through tasks. You need to understand that the game is rigged, but it's rigged against those who play by the rules of 1920, expecting the rewards of 2025. Stop trying to be the hardest worker in the room and start trying to be the one who owns the room. Wake up. The hustle is a lie designed to keep you too tired to realize you're free. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.